Hi, my name is Autumn Caines, and I'm making this video to talk about a couple of different things. One is virtually connecting, this online learning movement that I've been a part of for a little over a year now, as well as digital literacies, building digital literacies, networking, and this concept of Loom that I came up with recently. I'm making this video as a part of a panel discussion for the Winter Symposium on Digital Literacies in Higher Education. Sorry I couldn't be with you all there today, either live video or in person, but thanks for letting me present via this video. So virtually connecting is this online learning movement. And what we do is facilitate conversations between people who can't be at conferences with people who are at conferences, a lot of times keynote speakers or people who are presenting at the conference. I'm not going to tell the origin story of virtually connecting itself, but I am going to tell my origin story with virtually connecting. So it was the spring of 2015, and I was taking this connectivist MOOC that everyone was calling Rhizo 15. I'd never taken a online MOOC like this before. I'd taken MOOCs before, but never one like this. It was facilitated by this guy named Dave Cormier, and one of the things you need to know is that Dave was putting out these 3 to 5 minute prompts once a week, but he wasn't telling people, go create this project, go do a blogging project, or go collaboratively create a poem. But people were doing that, and some people were doing creative fun projects, other people were taking things a little more seriously and creating research projects or writing academic papers together around this MOOC and around this idea of rhizomatic learning. So there's a ton of different projects going on, and I can't keep up with all of them, but I do meet two women in this MOOC, Meha Beli and Rebecca Hogue. And we communicate with one another, and we were working together on some other projects, but there's this one side project that's really kind of tangentially sort of related to Rhizo. Project. So the project they were calling ET4 Buddy, I didn't really know what it was. I saw that Rebecca was at a conference and that she had Meha on Google Hangout on her phone, and they were live streaming conversations between people who were at the conference and Meha, who wasn't able to be at the conference. But that was about all I could see. I didn't really know what was going on, and I really wasn't involved very much. After the MOOC ended, I was kind of sad because I'd made a lot of good friends in there, and I was still following a lot of people on Twitter, and we were still having conversations. And I saw one day that Meha was still continuing these conversations. She was having a conversation with some folks at the Haystack Conference in Ann Arbor. And I favorited one of her tweets, and she contacted me and said, would you like to be a part of the conversation with us? And I said, I can't because I'm at an outdoor concert right now. But we worked through it, and she taught me how to put the Google Hangout app on my phone, and we worked through the bad Wi-Fi connection that I had, and I had a great conversation with some folks. So this really inspired me, and I wanted to be more involved, and we just basically started thinking about how we could get people more involved. We started creating templates and help documents. All of this is building my own digital literacies, but I also feel like I'm helping other people develop the digital literacies along the way. A couple of months ago, I came up with a new acronym. It's called LOOM, L-O-O-M, and it stands for Little Open Online Movement. I think that Loom is a great way to describe virtually connecting, but also a lot of those other side projects that I saw during Rhizo 15 or other events around the web. Little is simply recognizing and realizing that you can't have a conversation with 10,000 people. The internet is huge. A lot of these MOOCs are huge. To have meaningful conversations, you have to scale it down. I'm not going to get into open or online because I think most people know what I mean by those, but there's a couple of points around movement that I want to make clear. Usually a movement isn't a specific set of time. Nobody says a movement is going to start on this date and end on another date. They organically arise and they end when it is time for them to be. The other thing about a movement that I think helps in defining it and wrapping your head around it is the fact that the participants are autonomously persistent. They're there and they continue to be there because they want to be, not because someone told them to or they feel like they have to be. And a lot of times this is because the movement itself has some kind of ethos or character that it's rooted in. It stands for something, it means something, and the participants feel connected to that. So the only thing that I'll end with is that loom is also a metaphor, because a loom is it's a piece of technology that creates and weaves connections. So I hope that you enjoyed the metaphor and the acronym and the story, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your conference. Thanks. Bye.